Hey everyone, and welcome to the video today. And in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Mario Kart 8 booster pack wave 2. This is going to be my predictions for the next 8 courses to come in the next 2 cups. So I'm going to go over a few ground rules first, things that we have to consider when choosing these tracks. Obviously, I'm going off the basis of, in Wave 1, the fact that we got 3 tour tracks. So I'm going to be choosing 3 tour tracks for this Wave 2 as well. And I'm also going to be prioritising SNES and GameCube tracks in this pack because they did not make an appearance in Wave 1. So let's get right into it with the Turnip Cup. So the Turnip Cup obviously needs 4 tracks. I'm going off the basis that it's going to have 1 tour track, a GameCube track, a 3DS track, and an SNES track. So let's start off with our first tour track being Sydney Sprint. First off, if you guys haven't played this track, it's a really good track from Tour. It has an absolute banger theme. Obviously, it's based off of Sydney, Australia, and it goes past the Sydney Opera House and other things. And overall, I just think it's a really cool track. I've tried to go for more summery tracks as well because I have a feeling that this Wave 2 will be announced soon. I don't think they're going to wait until sort of autumn. I think they are going to release this sort of July, August time, so hopefully we could see Wave 2 in July, August, hence why I've chosen Sydney Sprint. Next up, our first ever GameCube track in the booster course pack being Dino Jungle. Now, the only problem with GameCube tracks is I could have chosen a brand new GameCube track that hasn't been remade in Tour, but because, let's be honest, they are reusing the tracks from Mario Kart Tour, I have chosen Dino Jungle because the other 2 tracks that have come back in Tour are previous returning tracks that are already in Mario Kart 8 essentially. So I've chosen Dino Jungle because although it's a really good track, I just feel like the assets are there from Tour. They can just literally port it over. It's a really cool track. It's one of the best double dash tracks in my opinion. It essentially features dinosaurs that sort of roam around the track. They can stomp you. You've got geysers. It's essentially a jungle that then transitions into a cave that transitions back down sort of a rock slope with geysers that shoot water out the floor. It's a very good track indeed. Next up, it's actually one of my personal favourites, although I understand why it is a very vanilla track, is Mario Circuit for Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. Now, this track to me is just really fun. It's just your standard Mario Kart track, but it is essentially the track that they sort of marketed Mario Kart 7 with. It essentially goes through the Mushroom Kingdom, then you actually go through Peach's Castle, and then back at a warp pipe to the end of the track. Now, this track includes sort of cherry blossom trees, which they put specifically in the track because on Mario Kart 7, obviously it uses the 3DS 3D slider, and you could essentially have the cherry blossom petals coming out of the screen at you. But in my opinion, Mario Circuit looks really cool as a track, and I can't wait for it to come back in general. But hopefully we do see it in Wave 2. And lastly, the last track in the Turnip Cup being Donut Plains. I've also gone for the NES track, which as I said is Donut Plains 1. Again, a very vanilla track. I do feel like they are going to have a few sort of very more boring tracks in this pack because that's what they did with Wave 1 where they had like Toad Circuit, for example, from Mario Kart 7. But I do think Donut Plains is a good track overall. Like it's not really much to write home about. It's an SNES track. They were very limited back then. You've got a sort of squiggly loop with a bridge going over some water, so maybe they could add a underwater element to the essentially the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version of this. I do again say that they probably will just use the Tour version of this track, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, next up is the Propeller Hat Cup. So this is getting a bit more exciting now because obviously the last 2 tracks were a bit more, I don't know, I guess boring. But first off, we're going to go into our second tour track, and it's the first tour track of this cup being Berlin Byways. Obviously this is based off of Berlin in Germany, and this track is just awesome. First off, the music is exceptionally good. I think all the tour tracks, the original tour tracks, have really good music across the board, and we've already heard what remixes they can do with the Mario Kart Orchestra, so it's going to be really cool. I'm very especially excited for this track's music, but this track essentially just takes you through the landmarks of Berlin with sort of the massive archways, and you go past, I think it's a wall on a corner where you have thwomps actually coming out at you through the wall, and it's just a really cool track overall, and I can't wait to see it come back. Next up, we have a very exciting track. Again, I've tried to go for more sort of summery tracks, so I've decided to go with Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii. This is a track that sort of has like a water stream that you can drive on to get extra speed, to go down. You then go down a sort of transparent warp pipe, you then come out of a cave, and then essentially the track loops back round. It's a really cool track. Again, I'm really excited to see what the Mario Kart Orchestra does with all the music across the board for all the returning tracks, but since Koopa Cape has already come back in Mario Kart Tour, I do think it is going to come back in Mario Kart 8's Wave 2 pack. Next up, I was going to choose Waluigi Pinball, but I'm going to save that for my Wave 3 prediction, but I've actually gone with Airship Fortress as the Mario Kart DS track. This is essentially a really cool track where you go through exactly what it says on the tin in Airship Fortress, where you have to dodge bullet bills coming straight after you. You have Monty Moles shooting out of sort of drains from the floor. You then have the crew deck inside the ship with a sort of fire shooting out, and then you sort of do a twirly loop up a sort of castle fortress, and then you get shot out of a cannon back towards the start of the course, where you then enter the fortress again. It's a really cool track, and I can't wait for it to return in Mario Kart 8's Wave 2. Now lastly, as a Brit, I'm very proud to announce that the last track on this course is London Loop. Obviously exactly what it says on the tin. It's essentially all the landmarks of London, so you've got the Great Bridge, you've got Big Ben, the Thames, etc. Again, another track that I feel like the music's just going to be exceptional on when it gets remixed. But yeah, you go through sort of Market Square, you go past Buckingham Palace. So overall, London Loop's a really good track, and I can't wait for it to return. So, just as a recap of all the tracks, we're going to start with the Turnip Cup. So we've got Sydney Sprint from Mario Kart Tour, Dino Jungle from Double Dash on the GameCube, Mario Circuit from Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, Donut Plains 1 from the SNES, and finally with the Propeller Hat Cup we have Berlin Byways from Mario Kart Tour, Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii, Airship Fortress from Mario Kart DS, and London Loop from Mario Kart Tour. So anyway guys, what do you think is going to be in Mario Kart 8's Booster Pack Wave 2? Personally, I think these tracks are an excellent suggestion. I think they are sort of very predictable, as they've all been remade in Tour, but and they're all sort of mostly summery tracks, that sort of feel. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!